Good day, family and friends. Welcome to day 2 of our 7-day devotional series, Words from the Cross, where we're preparing our hearts leading up to Good Friday by looking closely at the 7 sayings of Jesus from the cross. I'm Donna Rogers, and I have the privilege of talking with you today about a topic that's near and dear to every Christian heart: grace. The gospel, the good news about Jesus, is at its essence all about grace. And the second saying of Jesus gives us a clear picture of the grace, the unmerited favor poured out on sinful man by a gracious and loving God. Picture it with me, these 2 men hanging on Roman crosses next to Jesus. The men have done nothing to deserve grace. In fact, they've done something, likely many things, evil enough to have earned themselves the most dreadful of all Roman punishments, death on a cross. They had committed their crimes and were now living out the terrible consequences of their choices. One of the men on the cross that day was a perfect picture of a spiritually destitute, worldly man. He railed against God and mocked Jesus even as he hung helplessly from the cross. He had no spirit of brokenness, guilt, penitence, or humility. He could only see Jesus as a possible power by which to escape the cross. And then there was the other man. In his wretched and pitiful state, the man feared God, and God's Spirit in his great mercy enabled the man to see himself for who he was and Jesus for who he was. He admitted that he had done wrong and that he deserved the punishment he was getting. He acknowledged Jesus' righteousness, saying, "This man has done nothing wrong," and then recognized Jesus as king, finally beseeching the king for help. And what happened? The king, the perfect one, the only one who had not earned his place on a cross that day, extended grace. Listen to the words of Jesus from Luke 23:43. "Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." Jesus was promising not just to remove the man's guilt and his pain, but he was promising him an eternal home with him in paradise. This man deserved the punishment that he was receiving. It was his last moments of life, and he was given grace for all eternity because he trusted in the one who wanted so very much to be with him that he was willing to die to make a way to do that. The phrase, "you will be with me," is what the Bible is all about. It's the whole reason Jesus came to live and die. This grace-filled statement from Jesus is significant because it represented what Jesus was doing in that moment. Jesus took our sin, our debts, our guilt, and died for them. 3 days later, he would rise, and the promise would be fulfilled that death had no hold on him or those who'd received his promise of salvation. Just like Jesus loved that criminal on the cross and wanted to be with him, Jesus loves you and wants to be with you. So which route are you taking? Are you railing against God and your pain and your struggle and asking why a good God doesn't take it all away? Or are you placing your trust in the God who loves you so much that nothing you've ever done or will ever do, in fact, nothing that touches your life, escapes being sifted through his nail-scarred hands? I hope that you will ponder grace today. I pray that these words of Jesus will envelop your heart and meet you in the place of your deepest need. And I pray too that you would trust completely that the grace that was there for this hardened criminal is there for you too. All you have to do is ask, and he will say, "You will be with me."